Check, check, check. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. And today, I hope that you have a chair nearby. I sent out an email. If you didn't get that email, just make sure that you have a chair, preferably an armless chair, one that doesn't have armrests, and one that doesn't have wheels on the bottom if possible. If you don't have either of those things, your couch might work, or like a coffee table, something that you could sit on about yay high. So we're going to be taking an adventure. This is our second to last class. I can't believe it, in this breakthrough immersion. And so what that means is we've got just 2 more classes left today and tomorrow to get to a peak posture that is quite complicated and quite intense. And today's class is going to be leading up to a posture that we'll be using the chair as the peak, and we can lift our hips up off the chair, you'll see, as an option, but we have that there because it's a little bit more accessible for most of us. And then I have a lined up posture that we might be able to get to, I hope, if we get going and get started. So I'm going to get right into it today so that we have the maximum amount of time. The quick reminder that we're here for the breakthrough, we're here for the transformation, the revelation, the opening. And so may we be cultivate a mindset of welcoming the challenges that come with that adventure towards the revelation. May we be welcoming of the challenges that come with the adventure towards the revelation. Okay, so that's the key thing here, is like welcoming the challenges. It's not just welcoming the revelation, because then we are going to be feel like we've been tricked. If you think that the revelation is going to come without the challenges, then that's a lie, right? The revelation comes because of the challenges. So let's continue to open up our awareness of our physical body and see if we can find a connection, that neurological, neuromuscular connection that gives us that aha moment. Okay, let's get into all fours, hands and knees. And start off, just grip your fingers into the ground, warm up the wrist. You can move a little side to side and walk the hands a little bit further in front. Start in an anterior tilt of the pelvis, so stick your bum up to the sky and push your knees isometrically outward to get your outer hips and low back muscles active. Now take your feet a little bit wider, keep an arch in the low back. Begin to protract the scapula a little bit, so push the ground away. And then keeping the low back arched, come up to a wide-legged down dog, feet a little bit further back, so you have a nice long stance today. Lifting the armpits up away from the ground. Let's take a couple breaths here. One more breath. And let's move. Inhale, forward plank pose. Exhale, knees down, child's pose. All fours, hands and knees. Inhale. Tuck toes, push outward as you come upward to down dog. Push the back of the legs outward. Inhale, plank pose. Breathe in, tuck the tail. Exhale. Child's. All fours. Inhale. Push outward as you come upward, down dog. Inhale, forward plank pose. Exhale, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, forward, all fours, tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. Okay, take the left leg to the midline, right leg to the sky. Inhale.
Bend the knee, open up the hip. And today, do big hip circles. So bring the knee close to the chest and all the way around, all the way back up. Big hip circles. Straighten the leg, inhale. Step forward. Up on the fingertips, we take a breath in and soften a little bit. Now gather strength in the legs, pull your feet toward each other and press through the right heel so your bum fires up and your hips get lighter and your fingers get lighter. Let's take a full breath in. On the exhale, belly to spine, twist. Inhale, touch the ground. Again, exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hands to the ground. Now take your left hand over to the left, off the mat, turn the fingers out. Form a little bit of a back bend. You'll take your right hand behind your head. Heart faces the front of your yoga mat. Spin the left shoulder out like this. And move the chest in front of the shoulder. Let's take a full breath in. And out. 2 more, inhale. Maybe you reach the arm, 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Step into plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Warm up the back muscles 3 times. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale. This time, heart and hands. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the hands. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the hands, maybe the feet. Exhale. All 4s, hands and knees. Inhale. Tuck your toes. Exhale into down dog. Right foot to the center line, left leg to the sky. And then again, this time you're going to open up the hip and then let's do big circles. Straight leg, inhale, square hip. Step forward. Fingertips and take a breath. Soften, settle in. Draw the energy up into the hips. Pull your feet toward each other. And press down through your left heel. 3 times. Take a breath in. Use the exhale to turn your belly. Twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hand to the ground. Right hand off to the right. Turn the hand out. Now, turn the chest to face the front of the yoga mat. Make sure the hips don't sag down too far. Spin your right shoulder out, left hand behind the head. Firm up the legs. Take a full breath in and out. 2 more, inhale. Option to reach your left arm over your ear. All right, and release, hands to the ground on either side of the foot. Let's step to plank on the in-breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Heart and hands, inhale. Exhale. Heart, hands, and feet, inhale. Exhale. All fours, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And exhale out. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Step right foot forward between the hands. Pivot the back heel down and walk the hands to the inside of the right foot. Let's get connected to our legs. Start warming up. Pull your feet toward each other. Lift the back inner thigh up to the sky. So the back adductors tone up. Staying here, lengthen the chest forward. Stick the bum back a little bit. Full breath in. And bend the elbows to bow. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the heart. Slow exhale, bow. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale and bow. Hold here, breath in. And out. Come back to the center with your hands. Inhale to plank. Chaturanga. Slide the hands wide, fingertips round the back a little bit to come off the belly. Exhale, soften the chest goes forward into your back bend. Shoulders are back. Pull the heart forward to the front of the yoga mat. Lift the gaze a little bit. Exhale, release. All fours, hands and knees. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sky. Step forward between the hands. Back heel pivots down. Okay, bring the hands to the inside of your left leg. Take a breath. Pull your feet gently toward each other and keep the back inner thigh lifting. Slide the hips back, lift the heart. Let's take a breath in. Together on the exhale, bend the elbows and bow. Inhale, lift the heart. Slow exhale, bow. Inhale. Exhale. Hold here. Let's take a breath in. Walk the hands back to the center. Inhale to plank pose, slow. Chaturanga. Slide the hands wide, fingertips, a little lift to the belly. Soften, chest goes forward, rib cage goes forward, heart goes forward. Pull the chest to the front of the mat, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale to all fours. Tuck your toes, exhale in a downward facing dog. Let's enjoy a full breath in together. And a full breath out. Start awakening the outer hips by pressing the backs of the legs apart. Even if you have to bend your knees a little, maybe you have to widen your feet a little to access that. You want to feel the outer hips engaged by pressing the backs of your hamstrings away from one another. One more breath. Walk the feet to the front of the yoga mat. Take a full breath in. Pause here. Exhale the breath out. In Ardha Uttanasana, lean forward, soften the knees, and press the back of your hamstrings apart. You can lift your heels a little to start that off, so your heels will kind of go out just a little bit as a result of pressing the backs of the legs apart. Then place the heels back down. Should activate your outer hips and maybe your TFL here. Lift your hamstrings up to the sky and lift the heart up a little bit more so your back muscles really awaken. Let's do one more full breath in here. Try to keep your back muscles active and then just slowly let go of your arm strength, bending the elbows and bowing into this. The last moment here, you can draw your chin a little to your chest, look at your navel, lifting your bum up to the sky. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Focus on the sensation of breath moving through your body. How good it is to be alive. Hands to the hips, arch the back, squeeze your shins in to rise up. Tadasana. Just take a full breath in and out. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot back, exhale. Hands to the front knee, come up and pause. We'll warm up the pelvis, the muscles that surround it, the hip joints. So first, draw the tailbone straight back behind you. And then lift your bum up to the sky, lift the heart up, inhale. It's called the anterior tilt, as you likely know from practicing with me. Exhale, posterior tilt, scoop the tailbone around the back. Inhale, anterior tilt, stick the bum up to the sky. Exhale, posterior tilt, scoop the tail. Inhale, anterior tilt, lift the heart up. Exhale, posterior. One more, inhale, anterior. Exhale, posterior tilt. Lift the heart up above your hips. Take the arms. 3 times. Inhale, lift the belly, lift the heart. Arms up. Exhale, release the hands by your side. Soften a little bit. Draw energy in and up. Inhale, lift. Exhale. I'd like you to also think about the back leg squeezing in as you rise. Inhale, squeeze in, rise up. Exhale, hands to the earth. This time, fingertips inhale, straighten through the front leg, look forward. Exhale, bow forward. Tailbone straight back behind you. Inhale, bend the front knee. Down dog, exhale. Forward to plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Fingers wide, round a little bit. Soften, heart in front of shoulders. Pull the heart to the front of the yoga mat, lift a little bit, gaze up. Exhale, soften all the way down. All fours or plank. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Lift the heels up, inhale, look forward. Grip the ground, exhale the breath out, hop or step lightly. Half lift when you get there. Exhale, bow, back to the hamstrings, away from each other. To the sun, squeeze the shins in. To the heart. Inhale, reach up.
Exhale, bow.
Half lift, inhale. Right foot back. Tailbone points straight back. Push through the left heel. Hands to the front knee. Let's move the pelvis. Inhale, lift the sit bones, lift the heart. Exhale, scoop the tailbone round. Inhale, anterior tilt, press the front heel down. Exhale, posterior tilt, around the back. Tailbone straight back. Inhale, anterior tilt. Exhale, posterior tilt. Back leg is straight, so you do get a stretch out of the back hip flexors. Inhale, anterior tilt.
Exhale, posterior tilt.
Let's hold this, push down through your front heel, rise up. Arms by your sides, exhale. Gather strength, pull in, rise up. Belly up, chest up. Exhale. One more time, inhale, light and lifted. Exhale, hands to the ground. Fingertips straighten through the front leg, inhale. Tailbone straight back, exhale and bow. Inhale, bend the front knee. Hands down, downward facing dog. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga. Slide hands, fingertips around the back. Feet a little bit wider.
Exhale, soften.
Chest pulls forward to the front of the mat.
And release.
Inhale, all fours or plank. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Lift the heels, look forward and hop. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Squeeze in, rise up.
Inhale. Hands to heart, Samastiti. Just heard something, sorry. Bend the knees, pause. With your knees bent, push the heels out. Activate the buttock muscles, the outer buttock muscles. Lift the heart up, back muscles engaged. Holding here, reach the arms up. Hold. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. One more breath. Exhale and bow.
Half lift, inhale. Step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog for 1 inhalation. Exhale, down dog. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Step forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Down dog, exhale. Left leg up. Step. Push down, rise, high lunge.
Down dog, exhale.
Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale, or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's enjoy 3 breaths in. And out. A reminder to embrace the challenges that come our way, because it is the challenges that give way to the breakthroughs. It is our struggle. It is the moments that we doubt ourselves. It's the times where we are fully in that intensity of the fire, the heat, what the yogis call tapas. This is where the transformation begins. So cultivating the mindset of embracing it is what leads to that breakthrough, that revelation, anugraha. Lift the heels. Inhale, look forward. Empty the breath to hop or step. Half lift when you get there. Exhale and bow. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. And twist to the right. Left elbow, right thigh. Soften a little bit. Now draw the belly back towards the spine. Pull the right shoulder back, turn the heart. One more breath. Now as you exhale, look down at your right foot. Slide the left foot back. Twisted lunge. Pull your feet toward each other. Lift the hips nice and tall. Pull the belly in. Lift the heart up. Spin the belly. Two more breaths. One more breath. High lunge, rise. Open up warrior two. Interlace the hands behind your back. Slide the hands into the low back. Lift your shoulders up and back. Now stretch the hands back behind you. Move the seat back. Bend the front knee a little bit deeper and come into humbled warrior. Let's enjoy 5 breaths. Inhale. Back inner thigh stays lifted. May we embrace the challenges as they are what lead us through to the revelatory moments. It's cultivating that mindset of not only being open to it, but inviting it, which is challenging because we know that that means facing the hard stuff. One more. Releasing the hands. Pivot the back heel up. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale. And what you'll do is you'll turn the back heel down, but so that the toes face inward. Your front foot can turn out. So both toes are facing to the right side of the yoga mat. Half lift. And bow. You're kind of bowing straight forward, but toes, back thigh is internally rotating, front leg is externally rotating, so the toes are facing to the right. You should feel this as a stretch to your outer right hip and IT band. We'll do 2 more. One more. All right, you walk your hands to the right all the way, and you'll come to bend the knees, sit down, and I'm going to face you in a second, but you'll be in, if you did that, you'll land in Gomukhasana legs. Okay, first step, bow to your top leg, which is the right leg, bow face towards foot. Come on up. Next step, bow to the bottom leg, which probably a lot more challenging. Just do your best. All right, so come undone. You can just unwind both legs to the front of the mat. Come on up into Malasana squat pose. Elbows or forearms to the inside of your knees. And then with your knees, squeeze in with the legs. Squeeze into the arms so you feel your inner thighs activate. You can move a little bit side to side, awakening the ankles, calves, hips, quads. The knees are squeezing in, so your adductors, your inner thighs, are awakening mostly. Now move your groins back, your hips back, so your hips lift up a little bit. And slide your fingertips out to the sides, and then don't lose the knees. Keep them pressing out away from one another as your hips go back. Optional, walk your hands further forward. Hips can be up. Don't worry about how low they are. They should be up a little bit. Okay, walk the hands back a little. Now you're going to turn your thighs in, heels out. Bow forward, Uttanasana. Hands to the hips, arch the back, rise to stand. Feet a little closer together. Let's do the second side. Inhale, chair pose. Hands to heart, twist to the left. Okay, so I suggest, figuring out if your knees are twisting a lot, your knees face straight forward more or less, but then get settled where you can pull your belly off of your thighs and then lift the heart up to your thumbs and pull the top shoulder back to turn the chest. Holding here. And let's find that you're not leaning too far forward to your toes, but you can lean back into your heels. That should fire up your buttocks a little on the left side. In this pose, I like to press the bottom knee out a little. Get the outer hip engaged. And the free knee, which is the right one, I like to squeeze that shin in to get the inner thighs active. Now that tends to be hard. Most of the classes we've done either activating the outer hips or the inner thighs. We haven't really done too much, I think maybe one class, where you activate the outer hips of one leg and the inner thighs of the other. And that takes a little more coordination, neurological patterning to the muscular behavior. Look down at your feet. Slide the right foot back. I suggest sliding so it's a nice smooth transition. Gather strength in the legs, lift the heart up. Get a little lighter. This bump in and underneath a bit. You're going to feel the muscles along the buttocks here. Start to unwind. Oh, sorry, rise high lunge, my fault. Open up warrior two, I'm sure you didn't mind. A little break. Interlace the hands behind the back. Slide the other pinky on the outside, so whatever your non-dominant grip is, and bring the hands to the low back. On the next inhale, bring your shoulders up, and then retract your scapula, move them together. Reach the hands back behind you and bow to the inside of your left leg. Humbled warrior with the interlaced hands. Now breathe. Get connected to the energy that's flowing through you. More often than not, when we are challenged, what starts to happen is our physical body then starts to tense up and start squeezing musculature that slows down our flow of breath. And then that less flow of breath will start to panic the mind, and then it's a big domino effect. So we want to keep the mind feeling aligned with this idea of embracing challenge. In order to do that, you got to willfully move prana, life force, energy through your system so that you have the most optimal or the best chance at staying with the challenges when they come up. Okay, release the hands. Pivot the back heel up. Again, you're going to walk the toes to face the same direction as each other, in this case to the left. Lengthen the chest. And bow. Now, of course, if you can't get the legs to fully turn, just any degree is fine. You know, it's not about like achieving the shape, but moving in the direction so you develop awareness, flexibility, strength. Familiarity is probably an underrated thing. That's seriously being familiar with the shape. It helps because when you are in the familiar territory, even though you might be challenged by it, this is unfamiliar probably right now, but what happens in unfamiliar is your mind starts to race. It starts to say, what is going on here? What's happening? I don't know this, right? So in the unfamiliar, unintentional fear will start to arise, resulting in a distraction from being present. So getting comfortable in the uncomfortable is one practice. And one way you can do that is certainly place yourself in uncomfortable situations. That's one. And the other way that you should practice, both of them, is to keep placing yourself in the same situation, and that will dissipate. Now, it doesn't necessarily come on down. You're going to come all the way into your twisted, your Gomukhasana legs. So one way is, the first way I mentioned, which is to place yourself in unfamiliar situations often so you get used to that. That's a really good way to build up kind of resilience against things that are unfamiliar. And then when another approach that is, another teaching is to, if you find a situation that does scare you or does challenge you, is keep placing yourself in that specific situation in order to become familiar, which will diminish the fear response and allow you to think and be present within it, make choices, make decisions. And over time, that will no longer be a scary place, unfamiliar place. It'll be a familiar and very comfortable place to be. And then, you've moved through that in your life. Okay, so let's bow to the top leg foot. So it should be our left foot. I think everybody's on the same side. Coming on it. Other side, that's the hard one. Just get to where you can. All right, coming undone. Come back to that Malasana squat pose at the front of the mat. This time, I'd like you to take your left arm down and then get your knee back as far as you can. Okay, and then twist right hand to the sky. Couple more breaths. Second side, right hand down, way down into the inside. Left leg up. Sorry, left hand up. Hands to the ground. Now step your left foot straight back. Back knee comes down. Right foot out a little to the side. Left hand over. Let's take our thigh stretch. So twisted monkey. And the back knee, reach for your foot or a strap if you need to. Curl the heart back. Option, if you can, you bring the foot in a little bit closer. Okay, release the thigh stretch. Switch sides, left foot steps wide, right foot steps back. Right hand outside. Curl back, and we take thigh stretch on the other side. All right, release, and we'll switch sides again. So step right foot wide, left knee comes down this time, lift the hips up, and move your pelvis, so wag your tail a little to the right, and option to stay up here or bend the elbows out to the side, perhaps placing the forearms to the ground. Okay, in this position here, I suggest pressing your outer right heel, the outer front heel down to move the knee slightly out to the side, but really activating the bum, the outer hip muscles here as you're pressing the outer heel down. Okay, so you're just warming up the outer hip muscles while they are lengthened, while they're stretching. Anugraha revelation. I think I shared this right in the beginning of this immersion about the seed that makes its way through the entire winter, through the cold, in order to experience the rain in the spring, the sunshine, the heat that eventually allows it to dig roots down into the earth. And if it gets all the right conditions and it stays long enough, it eventually starts growing upward, providing sustenance for human beings in this case, if it's a vegetable. And eventually it flowers and blooms, and then it drops seeds all over again. Okay, come on up. Switch sides again, left foot outside, right foot back, not too far back. Stick the bum up and to the left. Maybe just staying on the fingertips here might be enough for you, or forearms to the ground. So the idea here with Anugraha, or the opening, the revelatory energy that we have in this life, is not just waiting for that one moment, you know, like where everything flowers. Out of the 365 days that the seed had to go through just to get to that flower, if it only appreciated those few days that it is flowering, which is like, honestly, when I'm watching the garden, and the flowers don't last that long. They're, for speaking specifically to plants like the arugula and or rocket, and if you're in Europe, and lettuces and whatnot, those flowers only happen for a short period of time. But the period of time that it is a seed, that it is growing, that the leaves are expanding, that's a long period of time. And if we only appreciate the moments that we flower, if we can only embrace those moments in our life, it's a very long, tiresome life, you know, like, because you're waiting so long just for that one spurt. But if we can embrace the challenges, the long 300 and whatever, 50 days, let's say, if we enjoy that experience, we enjoy the opening, meaning the not just there yet. We enjoy like this right now, not at not at the peak pose yet. If we can really find joy in those moments, then the whole experience of life becomes more fulfilling, more joyful, more lively. Okay, come on up. You just have a couple more here. Let's step forward, and this time step back again. If you want to go a step deeper, you can place your front foot on the block, and everybody this time turn your back leg out so you're in this kind of position here. The block is optional, but what I'd like you to try to do is come down and maybe get your elbow down to the ground just inside the heel. Other option is you take your hand around your ankle or the block and bring your head down this direction here. So either one, elbow just inside the heel or even up on blocks, whatever you can do, from where you are is okay. That's part of the opening. It's the process, the 350 days of the year as the seed. Okay. Okay, coming up out of that. Releasing, switching sides. So for me, that's going to be switching the block from all fours makes more sense. Okay, then the back thigh turns out, which means your foot comes in and you're kind of more angled. This is, if you look at it, it's kind of like Warrior 2, just with the knee down, okay? More or less, that's what you're doing here. It's a humbled warrior slash, I guess, lizard hybrid here. Okay, move your bum back and see if you can get your forearm down on a block, maybe the ground, or if accessible, to the ankle or the block. And what I'm doing here, I'm not fully passive by any means. I'm actually pressing my heel down and gently drawing the front foot and back knee toward each other. So my back inner thighs are active. My front hamstrings are trying to activate. Okay, it's not a lot of effort, but there is some toning of the musculature so that we're not falling asleep by any means, that we're here present. The muscles are working as they are stretching, but not overworking. In this position, we do want to coax the muscles into lengthening. So it's a tough balance to learn how to listen to the body and figure out how much is appropriate, how much engagement is necessary. Okay, coming on out. Yes, coming along, friends, coming along. Okay, so let's... just a couple more things left, all right? Let's do a ankle to knee stretch. Gather your balance on both feet. I know it could be, those deep hip openers can certainly create some lack of connection to balance afterwards. So you'll take your right ankle over the left knee and you're going to move your bum outward. So just a reminder, actually, before we go into that, this pose here, okay, this is the action. So lift your right leg up and out by turning the thigh in, okay, and having the hips on this angle. This is what you want to do. Let's do the other side. Turn the leg in and lift up and out to the side.
Okay, with the bum back. So not like this, but bum back. All right, so now that's what we want to do when the ankle's over the knee. All right, so it's like this. Just like you're doing this, but your ankle is caught on the knee. And so what happens is the femur and the pelvis start to realign or move a little differently. Take your fingertips down on the diagonal. Smell your foot. Now here's my suggestion here. It's this might be more or less easier or more challenging. If you take your right hand, so let's see, if your right leg is on top, take your left hand to your heel. Okay, with your hand on your heel, and it's really specific, the heel bone, the base of your heel, not the sole of the foot or the ankle, but the heel. Ferse, if you're German. Okay, so push your heel across towards your knee, and then your heel kicks back into your hand. As your heel kicks back into your hand, you might increase the stretch. Okay, come on up. Okay. Second side, when you're ready, remember this feeling. Whoop. Okay, just bringing the ankle across, but then whoop. Then we take the bow over to the left side here. Sorry, your right side if you're mirroring me, okay? Whatever foot's on top, you're bowing towards that foot. Now, if your left foot is on top, then your right hand comes to the heel, and you push your heel across to the knee, and then actively kick the heel back into the hand. And this is fairly effortful. I would say I'm using about 30% of my effort, maybe 40, to kick the heel back into the hand. But go slow. Don't just like, don't go full force right away. All right, come on up. All right, let's regain a little bit of heat in the midsection. Take your feet wide, turn your toes out. Bend the knees out to the sides like a goddess pose, but now move your pubic bone back, back, back until your heart is forward. Find a back bend and press your outer heels down and then big toes down. Outer heels down so the knees roll out and then big toes down. Chest forward, arms out to the sides. Let's take 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Micro tuck your tailbone to help press the outer heels down. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Outer heels down. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Hands to the hips. Rise all the way up. Turn the legs inward. Push the backs of your legs apart. Slowly bow forward. Take the hands to the ground. Halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Prasarita Padottanasana. Option to grab Yoga Toe Lock if you'd like. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. I like to squeeze my shins toward each other, especially the big toe side, the front of the shins. All right.
Turn the right foot out to the right hand or fingertips to the inside of your right foot. Left hand to the hip. Now, pull your feet toward each other so the hips lift up and press your outer right heel down until you feel your pelvis starts to open a little bit. Outer right heel down. Now, lengthen the chest. And if you can, take the left hand up to the sky. Side angle position. Pushing the right heel down, full breath in. And out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Pivot the right toes in, left toes out. Bend the knee, hands to the inside. Left palm, left fingertips, whatever you can, on the inside of the left leg, right hand to the hip. Press your outer left heel down and scoop the tail slightly so your pelvis opens. Little back bend. Option, right hand to the sky. And really focus on your left outer heel pressing down and your left knee kind of rotating out from the left thigh bone, externally rotating. Here we go. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. All right, press down, rise up. Okay, back to goddess pose. Toes turn out. Move the groins back, hips back, chest forward. Now, micro tuck your tail so that you can press your outer heels down. So micro tuck, outer heels down, arms out to the sides. Micro tuck means don't tuck underneath all the way. It's just keep your pelvis back, but a small tuck of the tailbone so you get your buttocks fired up and your knees can rotate out. Inhale. Exhale. Think about your sit bones moving towards the back of your knees. Inhale. One more. And rise. Brilliant. Let's get your chair. Okay. Ready for this? Take your right ankle over the left thigh and attempt to turn your chest like a twist and bring your right elbow to your foot like so. Turn your chest and just open your arms. Let's do 3 more breaths. Pull the belly back. Turn the heart. Use your right shoulder to press, so don't punch it forward. Press it back. It'll pull you through. One more breath. Unwind. All right. Second side. So I'm not mirroring you. So your left leg is over the right. Turn the belly, turn the chest. Take your elbow down to the inside. Right hand up. Lay back a little bit. Do 3 more breaths. Use your left shoulder to pull back. Okay, come on out. Woo, yes. Okay.
First side again. Now this time, see if you can, with sitting on this chair, flex this right foot pretty deeply, and you can use your bottom knee to kind of direct this top leg back. You see that? And I want to move it as close this way as possible so I can get the fingers as close to the ground or on a block as possible, just like we did earlier, but now you're sitting on the chair, so it's a little bit deeper of a posture. But you're really going to get your right armpit down there as much as you can, and you're doing a little bit of a side bend to do so. You can use your left hand to kind of help the knee go way back out to the side, and that way your foot winds up as close to your armpit as possible, okay? Obviously, you know, that's very deep and it may not happen. Just do your best with what you have. Now, what I like to do here is kind of activate a little bit. I press my top shoulder, the inside shoulder here, out into the foot, and then I kick the foot back into the shoulder. Not so much that you got to be careful because this shoulder can be pretty, at risk here. So you want to make sure the shoulder is winning the game here. Okay, the foot is just kind of kicking back 10% just to activate in the hips. Okay, that should be very humbling coming on up. Oh, yes. Sit tall. Let's do a momentary chair pose. Hips up, stick your bum out, lift your heart up, activate your back muscles, arms up. Let's do 5 breaths. Inhale. Push your heels out. Try to get your back activated as much as you can. Okay, and sit back down. Left ankle over. We're almost there, folks. Knee goes out to the side, and see if it's possible, bring your torso to the right, seeing if you can get your left fingertips to the ground, or a block is more than likely the case. And then the attempt really is to try to get the armpit and the foot towards each other, okay? And then you push the shoulder out into the foot, and then the foot kicks gently back into the hand, into the shoulder. I'm also trying to, depending on your flexibility here, my left knee wants to drop, so I'm actually pulling it up to activate my adductors in the left side. Some of you, your hip might be all the way up to the top, and you might have to do the opposite. You might have to be lowering, pressing the knee out to the side to help it lower. Really, it just depends on your patterns of what muscles are tight. All right, coming on up. Unwind. Chair pose. Here we go. Push the heels out, lift the heart up, use your back bend muscles. Bum back, chest up. Two more. And release. I'm going to show you with 2 blocks now our final posture for today. Okay, so you would take your ankle across the knee. Now, for most of us, you really do have to get your elbow below, so it may not be possible today to get into this posture. It might be something more like this is
let's say this is step one or phase one of the pose, where you place your elbow and you do a twist, okay? Now, if you can get here, you may start working towards the next step, which be trying to get your hand down to a block of sorts. But I suggest before twisting, you try to bow. And remember, this knee can help this foot move back and out like this. Okay, then whatever you can grab, whether it's a block, I get like 2 blocks feels good for me. Then you can use your hand on the chair to help you gently twist. Okay, and eventually you can take your left hand to the back of the chair. I'm not sure if you can see that, to help turn your chest. Now you want to be mindful here. You don't want to wrench your body into a twist. It can be very hard in this position. And eventually you might be able to lift the hand up to the sky. Okay. I'm going to show you on the other side. Now, I want to tell you right now that it is harder to a degree to do this on a chair than it is to do it off the chair, but what we're like flexibility wise, but what we're omitting here is balance, okay, by doing it on the chair. So I will show you it off the chair, and it can look a lot more expansive and beautiful and, ready for a photo or whatever when it's off the chair. But this can really help you if you get forward. It can really help you to kind of understand the experience that you're trying to kind of get out of this. Maybe it requires more strength and flexibility to get into the posture and doesn't necessarily look as stunning, but allows you to explore it while you're not focusing on balance, okay? All right, so I'd like you to try it. Let's see, it probably is best if you do left ankle over first. So we twist to the right. Okay, so my suggestion is don't worry about the twist just yet. Worry about the bowing forward and get down as low as you can. Might be fingertips. Might be block. Might be several blocks. Then your right hand on the chair, or even the back of the chair, to help turn and lay back in the heart. I like to pull my left knee up and towards my armpit a little bit and gently kick the foot into the arm at the same time. And the shoulder, I push back into my foot. That helps turn the chest. Okay, come on out. Woo! I'm sure you're feeling it, because I'm feeling it. That's deep stuff. Hip openers with twists are a whole nother story because of that fascia that feeds into both the hips and the abdominals. So, it's one thing to do a hip opener. It's another thing to do a hip opening twist. Okay, here we go. Shall we? Get down there nice and deep first, just like you're doing the catty corner. And then place your hand on the block. Left hand on the chair. Left hand on the top of the chair, perhaps. And I'm doing, just so you're aware, all sorts of muscle activations while I'm here in my right hip. So one of the ones I told you was pulling my knee up towards my torso. Another one I said is pushing the heel into the arm. And I'm kind of oscillating between those twos. And then the other one I'm feeling is pretty nice is pressing the foot, the outer ankle straight down into my knee That's giving me a little more access to the rotation of the torso. I think that's because it activates maybe the abductors a little bit more. As a result, it's allowing a little more freedom of the twist. All right. Now, I will show you the full posture here. Whew, man, that is something. And to some degree, this can be easier because you're not on a chair, so it's not as deep of a forward fold. So I'll show you, but balance is a bit challenging. You could try it if you like. So you would come down, catty corner, over to the side and place your left hand. I like the full palm most of the time, but it's a big stretch. And then what I do is like kind of sit my butt down and tuck my tail a little. And then like a bow and arrow, pull the right shoulder open and take the right hand to the sky. And again, I'm feeling that if I push my left ankle straight down into my knee, it gives me a greater twist. Now, of course, you could use a block underneath the hand. And I'm just going to fix, I can see, so I can move my hand forward a little bit. Video is kind of nice to be your own teacher here. I always suggest that. Allowing yourself to, if you video yourself, you can check your own alignment. All right, come on up. Oh, woo. So good thing next month's going to be the spinal reset because I could feel I need to loosen up the spine a bit. All right, second side. And again, this is optional. You could just be watching and maybe trying again on the chair, but again, it's easier in some respects and flexibility wise, but a little bit challenging because you now have to deal with balance. All right, so the other side. There's my balance is getting lost every hip opener. And where your hand goes, whether it's, I think it's kind of like nice off on a little bit of a diagonal. It feels like you can get a little more balance out of that. You can just wait until your body's ready. That's what I do. I just kind of listen for what my body says, okay, to go. Sometimes it says no. And sitting back a little bit helps with balance, and pressing that outer ankle down into the leg, as I had mentioned, really giving me a lot more room for the twist. And like I said earlier, if you're not breathing, then it's very hard to stay focused. All right, coming undone. All right. Oh, that's fun. Let's take just to neutralize everything. You'll come onto your back and do a gentle bridge pose. Re-engage the back muscles. Very gentle, nothing too intense.
releasing down. And either letting the knees knock in, feet out for constructive rest, or if you prefer to stretch out in the Shavasana, you're welcome to. See what feels best for you today. Any last little movements that you need? Start letting your breath settle. Slowly allowing the ujjayi sound to release, unless, of course, you're still doing some sort of asana. But otherwise, as you enter into Shavasana, let the breath settle down. Bring your breath back to your awareness. Awaken the fingers and toes. Stretch the arms. Roll to your side. Come to a seated position. Take a moment to observe. Place the hands at the heart, in honor of this body, in honor of the process, the unfolding of our journey, the honoring of the challenges that we face in order to have the revelations and the breakthroughs. We bow in. Thank you all so much for cultivating that mindset of embracing the journey. Namaste. All right, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to sharing one more class with you in this October immersion, the breakthrough. It's been a pleasure so far and been challenging for me, clearly, as we go deeper into the hips. And I'm very much looking forward to sharing our final experience with you next time. And I hope, of course, to continue the journey with you in November for the spinal reset. All right, lots of love, everyone. Enjoy your day. Take care.